Welcome back to Ground Truth No Filter podcast. Today, joining me, fresh stateside from a resupplying mission in Ukraine, is my good friend and fellow Marine veteran, Curtis. Say hi to the people, Curtis.
Hey, howdy. I'm Curtis. I'm separated honorably, Marine Corps veteran. I served 10 years in the active duty forces, served as a combat engineer and got to see a lot of Southeast Asia. And then, I just got back from the Donbas region of Ukraine, dropped off the up-armored vehicle and some medical supplies.
Where'd you start? You started in the UK?
I did, yeah. So I flew into London to pick up the vehicle from their point of contact on the ground for the donation. What this 50 States for Ukraine is the nonprofit that I work with, and then Car for Ukraine is the Ukrainian business model that's funding or is shipping these vehicles. And so basically 50 States for Ukraine, which is this fancy little patch right here that I'm going to give to you, that you can have. But they're a nonprofit company that was started by a couple of Americans that saw the need in Ukraine. And the need is light tactical vehicles, because the drone fight is such an intense fight that heavy equipment like armor and up-armored APCs and stuff like that are just sitting targets. They need more mobile, light troop lift. And so these two Americans saw the need. They started running a couple of independent nonprofits, and now they've kind of spread to I think it's 23 or 24 states. I'm the New Hampshire branch for 50 States for Ukraine. And so they help raise money. It's at $12,500 to buy a Toyota Hilux. And then they need to drive it to Ukraine as a humanitarian aid. And then in Ukraine, they up-armor it with steel plating around the battery compartments, the engine compartments, the rear windshield, and the side mirrors and stuff. And those vehicles help deploy and help recover troops in the Donbas region. So I landed in London, got the keys for a Toyota Hilux.
What'd you say that was? A Toyota Hilux?
A Toyota Hilux.
So what is that, like a...
It's like a smaller Tacoma.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so it looks very similar to my vehicle out front. But so it rolled around with, actually I can show you the picture of the truck on my thingy-majig here. But
I assume it was in pristine condition when you got it.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. So this truck, the one I got in England, had some significant engine troubles. One being, some of it wasn't the poor truck's fault, because I guess we got contaminated fuel in either England or Germany, because I drove it from England through France, Belgium, Germany, Poland, and then Ukraine. So it was around 1,700 kilometers to just get to Ukraine. That's the truck right there. And then once I was in Ukraine, I handed the vehicle over.
It's not a bad looking truck.
It looked great. And before it had engine problems, it drove great too, because I got up to 140 kph sustained in Germany, France, and Belgium. I like that a lot. I was going fast. I have a video on a dash cam of me passing a police officer at 95 miles an hour and moving over so I can go. I'm like, yeah, this is the right play. Like, you couldn't do that in America.
I'll have to get that video for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send it to you. But so then when I was in, did the changeover in Lviv, and they gave me another Toyota Hilux that they'd already up-armored and painted. And I named her Odin's Raven, because she went to see the Black Ravens here. The 93rd Brigade is a drone combat company fighting in Kramatorsk in the Donbas regions.
I like that color.
Yeah, it was a good-ass truck. And so the Odin's Raven's what I named her. And I drove her 1,100 kilometers across the entirety of Ukraine. So the entirety of Europe was 1,700 kilometers. Just Ukraine, the free portion of Ukraine, was 1,100 kilometers. So it took me 2 days to drive across.
And that was the longest portion of your whole trip?
Yeah. And so it was a manual too. I don't drive manual, so I had to learn how to drive stick shift in Ukraine to deliver a vehicle to a combat zone.
Excellent.
I figure I only stalled out a couple of times. I stalled out in front of a checkpoint in front of Kyiv. In the middle of the highway, there's military guys and cops, and I'm like, bah, bah, bah. I'm like, oh shit, just give me a second, I'll be right there.
So you when you texted me a few weeks ago, you said you had, you blew out the motor in Poland?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she seized up in Poland. So I actually, I was going around 95 miles an hour. I'd just gotten into Poland, passed through the border, and all of a sudden, just the RPM start shooting to 6, 7, and I
6'7".
can't do anything. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to be adding that to the cliche.
No,
here.
it's cool. I get trauma with my kid. My kid says it all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, so it started like I couldn't control it, and so then I just kind of luckily was able to roll into a safe lane and just let it roll out. I got stuck in Poland for about 5-6 hours, troubleshooting it, but I'm not a skilled, I'm just a dude with YouTube. And so,
YouTube there?
yeah, I paid for the international, whatever I wouldn't have gotten there if it weren't for this stupid thing right here, this phone. I mean, between the mapping and the apps and the Apple Pay and the YouTube, that was how I was able to successfully transit through, honestly, and the points of contact I had access to with Car for Ukraine, which is the, Ukrainian company that was the parent company. I was able to text the mechanic and be like, dude, this light came on. He's like, well, that means there's water in your fuel. Like, that's not good, right? No, you got to pump it out. Like, how the hell do I pump it out? And so he walked me through pumping it out and putting fuel back in the engine. But I ended up having to pay a Polish mechanic in Ukraine €200 to get my vehicle up and started again.
So do you have like a translation app? Is that how you were?
Yeah, Google Translate. Yeah, I would just type it in and it does pretty good. And it also does pictures, so I can like put the camera on something and it'll read it to me. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Tell me about this flag.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really proud of this flag. This is the.
I'm digging this flag. I might steal it from you.
Yeah, you're not going to. Over my dead body. But if you come to Ukraine, well, maybe we'll get another flag together. You can take that one back.
What do you think, you guys? Should I go to Ukraine?
You absolutely podcast should go to Ukraine. Absolutely. But I can't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Absolutely, I'll pay for you guys.
You got what is it? DTS for per diem pay? Yeah. So that says cold fire, because they rain cold fire on the enemy. But this is a 93rd Brigade unmanned systems combat company or drone combat company called the Black Raven. This is who I was embedded with during my time at the front line with Ukraine. And they're just murking Russians. It's not, the warfare has changed so much. And granted, I never went to combat as a Marine, but I obviously studied breaching tactics specifically because of my combat engineering background. A lot of the stuff we do is forcible entry operations, whether it's on a house or on a beachhead or in a defensive position. And so I have a general understanding of the strategy of warfare and the strategy and tactics involved in a combat scenario. When I tell you that I feel like I don't know anything about warfare, I'm not even exaggerating. The fight that they're doing, they're rolling around in sedans, they are operating out of supermarkets. They've got like 18 screens up where they have 3-man kill teams spread out along the line, and that's holding that is the line. The 3-man teams spread out, and it's
not. It's different from like when we went overseas.
Right.
We weren't like home side. So for them, they're home side.
Yes.
So they have to operate like out of.
They're operating out of houses. They're operating out of. There's no like trench line. There's no COC with a patrol base set up or anything. Like it's literally like an LPOP sized element with VR headset and drone capabilities, and they're just dropping. And these are the drones they used. I actually got one back that got knocked out of the sky and didn't end up killing us. But this is what they call an FPV drone, and basically what it is, this little quadcopter has a HE or a fragmentation charge or a napalm charge or a shape charge for anti-armor stuff on top, and then they have the battery pack underneath. They'll use an electric blasting cap to initiate, and then it has a victim-operated extension that has a piezoelectric crystal, which I assume is used to initiate the electric charge. And you can see the optics on the camera on this bad boy here, and the resolution on this stuff is unbelievable. Yeah, that's one of the battery thing that got cut. But yeah, that they I saw them kill a dude in a ghillie suit in the force line.
That's heavy.
That one little drone tracked his ass into the force line and saw a fully camouflaged Russian in a ghillie suit and blew his ass up. They're flying these things into foxholes. They're flying these things into bunkers.
Solid metal.
I literally watched them fly a friggin' drone up an individual's ass that was crawling away from the explosion. And they're murdering these guys, but it takes money. Russia's got manpower and they've got money, and they're not even pretending to use tactics. I watched them throw like 5-man teams into a kill zone with no overhead cover, with no reinforcing mechanized support, just 5 infantry dudes running in a line across the fucking field. 4 of them die. 1 of them survives, and he hides. And then the next wave of 5 come, and 1 of them survives. And then they like amass an intermediate staging area of survivors and launch a fucking attack from there. It's just straight up World War I running across the battlefield into machine gun fire, except the machine gun fire for Ukraine is these drones.
Yeah, it's a different world now.
It is completely different world.
I've
Terrifying.
seen a video floating around, and I believe it's one of those, it was in the woods of Ukraine. The dude was shooting at it as it was flying down the street, and the thing just exploded right out of the air.
They were talking about, I mean, obviously some of this stuff seems...
like that can hold serious weight, because the one I saw, like that had a big pack, like
oh yeah,
probably the size of a basketball.
And they move
on top
fast. You're not outrunning it. I think they can go 30, 40 miles an hour, and it zips.
It's faster than my
And
DJI.
They were, yeah. You watching dudes running away, you watching dudes throwing their rifle at it and throwing their gear at it and trying to run away. Got the dudes firing at it.
How durable are these? Can you throw something at it?
No, yeah, that's the tricker, right?
Try to get the props out?
This is a $300 drone that can take out multi-billion-dollar pieces of equipment. I watched it take out a T-62 tank.
Dang.
But likewise, it's still got fallible capabilities, and so a net can actually trip a drone up. And so when I was driving closer to their battle positions, all their main avenues of approach are covered in netting.
I think I've seen that online.
And their trucks, like, they don't have RPG cages. They have drone cages that are like just metal pipes around a vehicle. Looks like makes the pickup truck look like a Tesla truck. You know, it's a box. And then they throw the cami netting and stuff over the netting over it, and the standoff is enough. Because these things are real. I mean, if it hits a twig,
yeah,
it's
they take out quick.
It's funny
though. All this money in this advanced warfare with drones and technology, and we're putting up netting.
That's right.
Just putting up netting
And shotguns.
to stop it.
And shotguns. Yep.
So much for technology, huh?
Yep. Yeah, it's innovative.
That's like the equivalent of putting like a fishing line across the road.
That's right.
To
stop tanks or stop whatever. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. So tell me about, how did you actually get involved with this group that you went to?
Sure, yeah, it was honestly just a life road chance of opportunity. So I've been a very ardent supporter for the freedom fight in Ukraine. Now, I wasn't as aware of it in 2014 as I have been in 2022, but I've always seen this fight as the most obvious good versus evil fight in our current operating environment. There's no murk, there's no baggage. It's one country wants land that they shouldn't in another country.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been pretty black and white since when Russia invaded.
I feel like it's barely a straightforward
and then they
fight.
try to flip the narrative.
And then you got the obvious lying and the obvious stuff. But I've been very fond of helping Ukraine. No, I don't have any ties to Ukraine. I'm not Ukrainian, but there is a family I helped resettle from Ukraine in New Hampshire that kind of got me involved into the Ukrainian sphere of things. And so I've been donating online, following news, and finally one of the founders of for 50 States for Ukraine, Stefan, he reached out and contacted me and said, "Hey man, I see your name a lot on our donations," and he's like, "Would you like to? We're trying to expand our access in certain states that don't have a current representation for fundraising, and we'd like you to lead the New Hampshire Battalion." And I was thinking about it, and I do a lot of different things, whether it's volunteering, town council, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is another time suck. I was like, I'll tell you what, if I can go to Ukraine and I can go to the front lines, I'll take on this responsibility of raising the truck. And I was like, oh, they were like, easy. You can definitely do that. You're going to pay for it. And I was like, all right, that's fine. But
now, is that something that like normal people can like volunteer for?
Yes.
They look for prior military?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of it's the personality and the field test to make sure you're a decent guy that's trustworthy, but they're looking for people who want to help. Right. And so the 50 States for Ukraine has a weekly meeting online, and I see the other members of the organization, and it's America. It's a bunch of different humans that care about freedom, and they're all on their own time, on their own dime, trying to fundraise because we see how imperative it is that Ukraine wins this fight. It's, in my mind, this is the fight for freedom in the Western world. If Ukraine falls, not only is Putin going to continue his offensive west into other European countries, but I think America is not going to be on Europe's side.
Well, it's a symbol. It's
Absolutely.
It's more of a symbol than an actual. I mean, it's a physical war.
Yep.
But this is like
the first step.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone. As soon as Ukraine is to fall,
Yep.
then it's almost like a green light for other fascist countries.
100%.
Taiwan.
Yep.
And then with Venezuela.
I mean, we're going to see a
anywhere
cascade.
else.
If Ukraine falls, it will absolutely be a military expansion grab.
Yeah, and like they were not going to stop in
Nope.
Ukraine. No, they'll move on.
I mean, at least in Putin's mind, by himself, he's looking at the Soviet Union recreating it, I think. But you add, like you're talking about, the other opportunistic dictators that are seeing a weak response to an obvious violation of international law.
I mean, look how long Israel's been able to just all around them, and nobody says anything. China, I think, like there's positives and negatives about China, depending on if you look at their military, their tech, their ecosystem and financial structure.
Sure.
But I think they're waiting for whatever that universal sign is, because they've been looking at Taiwan for
100%.
long fucking time.
100%.
And who knows? Maybe the United States going into Venezuela will be that symbol instead of Ukraine, because that's become such a big fucking issue.
Well,
considering it has nothing to do with drugs.
The obvious thing for Europe is they've realized that the United States is no longer a reliable military partner.
Mm-hmm.
And while that's a good thing in the sense of Europe funding its own militaries to defend itself, it definitely is problematic, because if we don't stand with Europe, that is a significant military ally that is no longer a threat to the Russians and the Chinese and whoever is looking at an opportunity to grab something. And as soon as if we are going to continue this farce of an invasion in Venezuela and we put troops on the ground, we're committed. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be fighting multi-front wars anymore. We're going to be focused on wherever the fight we're taking at that time is. And
we moved all our manpower to Iraq as soon as we were boots on the ground. So
I mean,
it's history.
It's like living through it again.
It's I don't know, man. It chaps my ass, because it's so many people just have let us get to this point. Because like honestly, this could have been stopped many times over.
We've had over the past 8 years, particularly. Obviously, there's a whole argument we can talk about with our political system and the money in politics and whatever. But specific to our current predicaments today, we've had 8 years to hold accountable individuals that legitimately have tried to overthrow the government in our own country. And instead of having a swift, judicious response, we sandbagged it. We canned it. We try to pretend like, we'll forgive and forget, and we're not going to deal with it. And it hasn't gotten better. If there is one man in the entirety of the world history that can tell you the outcome of what concessions will get you, I think it would be English Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain, who conceded plenty of land grabs to Adolf Hitler and was never able to appease him. Because appeasement doesn't work with egomaniacs.
No. Because it's never enough.
It's never enough.
It's never, ever, ever going to be enough. And I don't know, man. It's the whole thing just gets my head going, because like I grew up thinking that people were inherently intelligent.
Yes.
And they have a good sense of maybe logic. There are some dum-dums in the world, but when I became an adult, holy shit, did that slap me in the face?
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, and especially 2016 on, holy crap! Like, how could it is like a light switch? They were like, cool, permission to be awful.
Yep.
Bam, done. And then
because who's gonna stop me?
Exactly. Now you have top dog, who pardons everyone and only goes after the people you already disagree with.
We care about drugs in Venezuela, but I also am going to pardon the Honduras president that was convicted on fucking cartel stuff.
400 tons of cocaine into this country.
But we care about America first, right?
We care about money.
Yeah.
We care about money.
We care about money.
We care
about power.
Boom, money. That's it. And them seizing them friggin' oil tankers off the coast of Venezuela. They're pursuing another one I saw in the news today out the Caribbean, but they're not even sure it's Venezuelan. They just took that one from, I think it was Panama, a couple days ago, and they're not even sure that it was sanctioned oil. So like, don't blow smoke up my ass and tell me it's about drugs. Like, fuck, man.
Well, at least fentanyl is classified as a weapon of mass destruction now, so we can invade them for weapons of mass destruction. Just like
I think I've heard that before.
all those ones we found in that one country. It's
What was that
Hans
country
Blitz.
again?
We got to find Hans Blitz and ask him to go investigate.
I feel like this is new though. We've never invaded a country for weapons of mass destruction.
Nope.
No, it's the first time.
We're definitely for the global.
Does that mean every
force for
hospital
good.
in the country now is peddling weapons of mass destruction?
It depends on who they voted for.
Well, fentanyl is in every hospital in America, right? All right, guys, we're going to take a break so we can hear from our sponsor, and we will be back.
Most people prepare for weekends. Some prepare for the unexpected. Whether you're hiking off-grid, traveling through uncertain terrain, or facing a moment when systems fail, what you carry matters. Dash Bug Out survival gear is built for real use. Clean water when it's not guaranteed. Fire, light, shelter, and calories when stores are closed and help is delayed. From outdoor adventures to natural disasters, from power outages to full-scale societal disruption, Dash Bug Out is designed to move with you. No guesswork, no shortcuts, just preparedness you can trust. Dash Bug Out. Be ready before you need to be. Visit us at dashbugout.com for your readiness.
And now we're going to talk about the insane cost of dog treats. What do you think about this, buddy? I feel like we need to get a candidate that is more conscientious on how dog treats cost. Humans that don't pet with both hands or that go to work during the day. Can you believe that crap, dude? What do you think? You tell me. Yeah? Yeah, I hear that, buddy. Yeah, definitely. For sure. What else do you think about having your humans pick up your poop after you do it? Who's in charge, really? I don't know. Kind of sounds like you guys have the best life. And that's why it's important to be a dog.
What is this? I went to the bathroom for 2 minutes.
I was trying to have some intellectually stimulating conversation for once.
I know. Keeping my seat warm? Did you introduce Colby?
Well, this is Colby. He is my partner in crime. He is a service dog from Operation Delta Dog, which is a service dog organization. They operate out of Hollis, New Hampshire, and they help veterans like me across the state in Massachusetts and in Maine. If you're looking for a way to help out your local veteran neighbors and members of the community, I'd highly encourage you guys to go to Operation Delta Dog's website and be willing to research and donate for them, because they do a fantastic job. It's not just about getting a dog, you know, they save a dog. So it's Colby's a rescue. He's not a bred dog. He was a stray in South Carolina that was beat, was didn't have, he had worms. He was in a kill shelter, and then they saved that dog and then brought him up to New Hampshire, and they tested him to see if he had the temperament for a service dog. And then time I got inducted into the program, which was March of 24, they had me, interact with a group of veterans and the dogs separately. Then I started working with multiple dogs to start learning how to be a good handler. And then finally, after I'd spent a significant amount of time with them, and they saw that I'm not going to kill the dog,
right.
or do something crazy, they worked to match me with Colby, because he matched my need and my personality and my lifestyle. And they really do a really phenomenal job. But all that type of, very compassionate, efficient, and professional care tending to both the dogs and the rescues and veterans like me takes money. And it is a nonprofit that is completely funded and reliant on generous donations from people like us that have an extra $25 or whatever to help fund this. So if there's anybody out there that's watching your podcast and has a heart that bleeds for veterans, I tell you what, it changed my life. I can't overemphasize how debilitating it was to function after the military without this asset in my life. I was not able to leave the home. I was not able to have a conversation with a human without getting angry. It manifested itself in a lot of rage. And now I feel like I can, operate normally. I can go to the grocery store. I can go to Ukraine. It's definitely pushed me to be able to function again like I was in uniform, because I have this asset that helps, ground me.
That's awesome.
It's
good that they take a lot of time too to get to know like you as the handler.
Absolutely.
Instead of just placing, because that's they need to know specifically what like symptoms and triggers and everything that
and then you're going to be a responsible dog owner. In addition, and it's separate from the fact that you need to train the dog for tasks. Like you need to not feed your dog rat poison. You need to let it out of the house a couple times a day.
Not getting it to fight them and
absolutely.
all that stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about if you're cool with it. So they sponsor a veteran that with a individual service member that was killed in action, and I matched with Marine Corporal Brandon Garibrandt, who was actually a Marine from my unit at 2nd Combat Engineer Battalion back when I was a combat engineer, and he deployed to Afghanistan in I think 2014, and I think it was April of 2014 or June of 2014, he ended up hitting an improvised explosive device and got killed. And he's a local boy from Peterborough, New Hampshire. Actually met his sister and a family friend at a recent graduation. They're good humans that, that care about their country and care about the sacrifice their friend and brother made. He's got a little niece, Olivia, who's just sweet as can be. And I gave her a Legacy Guardian coin from Till Valhalla because she's always going to have her brother's legacy that she carries. And as a patriot, he died at a very young age. He was in his teens. He just graduated high school. We actually have a law named after Garibrandt called Brandon's Law that allows service members who have graduated boot camp but haven't graduated high school. So the law allows them to wear their uniforms at graduation, so they can show off their uniforms at graduation.
And so because of him?
Tied directly to him and the friends. Kate Williams was the individual that actually fought to get the law signed.
I remember when that was signed.
But so like, just a lot of connection to me, and I was very proud. I am proud that Colby wears his namesake, and not this bracelet, but I have another bracelet that also has Garibrandt's name on there as well. So cool.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you bringing Colby.
Yeah.
We love having the guests.
He's the better guest for sure.
So tell me, I've been dying to know. So the differences between what you see on social media in Ukraine, having now been there, what are like how much of it is bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, do we actually see what's going on? Like, I know maybe one out of every probably 30 videos might be factual, but like, you don't know what that video is, you know what I mean? So yeah, what are the biggest differences between like what I'm seeing on TikTok and Instagram and what's actually happening?
So expectation management up front for me is the caveat here is I only saw one part of the battlefield, right? I saw Kramatorsk. I was 10 clicks away from Russian lines. I saw the fight mostly through video screens, but I also, when we got shelled, we took cover. But from what I saw, the Ukrainians are just holding the line and killing any Russian that runs across the line. And I know they just had a significant push in a region they recaptured recently, and they also just sunk another submarine of the Russian fleet.
Maybe some drones do that, right?
Their drones are insane. Just the warfare is mind-blowing to me, and I think it was brought up early in a conversation earlier that I think the nature of warfare has changed. Yeah. Now, granted, obviously, we still got to make the other bastards die for their country, and that's going to be the same mission in all wars. But the way our technology has advanced, our tactics haven't matched it. And the image that conjures in my mind is like, the Battle of Verdun or the Battle of Somme, where you've got just large numbers of humans running in a straight line from trench to trench trying to take inches on a battlefield.
Right.
And that's essentially what's going on in Donbas is they've created a no man's land between Russian occupied territories and Ukrainian occupied territories where they're defending. And in between, besides the civilians that unfortunately they're still working, going about their day, there is just it's a kill zone. And it's from the tree line until they get to the city. You've just got drones overhead, whether they're the FPV kamikaze drones or they even have these quadcopters that are like carpet bombers that fly up and they drop 8 or so bombs on a certain location.
Now, do they keep them aerial, like at all times, just for like lookout, or only when they're...
Yeah, so the strategy I saw was they would have one asset that was an ISR, like battlefield awareness asset, and that did the overview of where they were trying to find the troops or find vehicles. And then they had these FPV drones that they would either fly out into the contact or they would pre-stage on the ground. And when Russian troops came up, they'd zoom up. And one of the times we saw there was a pickup truck full of troops, about 10 Russian troops. And they were driving as fast as they could towards Ukraine.
Yeah.
And this drone was laying, not this one, but a drone was laying at the side of the road that had already been prepackaged and ready to rock. And then they drove by it. The operator saw them. And then the drone zips up and starts flying at this pickup truck full of Russians. And they all see it because you can hear it. You can hear the drone well before you see it. And they start jumping out of the vehicle, and it's still rolling. Like, it's going as fast as it is. And there's like 10 dudes jumping out the back of this pickup truck, and they fly the drone in. And unfortunately for us, but for them it was great, the drone didn't go off. It was a UXO essentially. And so we got to see like the sigh of relief from all these guys, because they just thought this truck was about to explode into a fireball.
Yeah.
Of course, they ended up running over one of the guys that jumped out of this truck. Hey, don't invade Ukraine. That's all I got to say.
Fuck yeah. No, it's like, it reminds me of like those fucking landmines they used back in like World War II Germany.
The bouncing
That come
Bettys?
up?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
these are like more futuristic version of
it's
that you can
terrifying.
like steer.
Oh yeah, the operators, they tried to have me fly one and I couldn't. I got crashed immediately.
Are they hard? Like, do they go like zip
Very
fast?
very
Like
fast,
acceleration?
very responsive to the controls. But the operators that they've got, I don't know if they were raised playing Call of Duty or if they're a specific, skill set for the operations, but they got the VR headset. I'll have to show you.
I was going to ask you, was it a screen or a
No, yeah, I'll
goggles?
show you what it looks like on me at least. They had a VR headset that you'd put over your eyes, and I tell you what,
That's gotta be
you're
a
looking
trip.
at the eyes.
It's got to be a trip, man.
So like this is the bomber one that has 7 or 8 charges
huge.
up under the asset, and it flies over location and drops them. And then
For those of you guys seeing this on the screen, the thing is massive. It's like the size of a freaking...
yeah, this is when they were shelling us at one point. And they have the ECM on the back of the truck right there. These people are just going to groceries. Nobody even ran. They're just living their day.
This is another day.
Bombing. That's the napalm charge. Let's see if we can't find... All right, that's when they were making the drone. And so they're having me zip tie it, duct tape, and WD-40. Universal assets for any military.
Hell yeah.
And that's the VR. So you put the VR thing
it.
over your head, and you got the controls, and there's a secondary operator who's got a screen that's basically like your spotter.
So he's the charge guy?
Well, no, you're the charge guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got the controls, and you initiate based off of a pressure switch on the front.
Got it.
That when it hits the target, it fires the blasting cap. But you have a second guy who's got a screen that's like helping you see what you're seeing.
Now, are these made by like a company in Ukraine, or do they hand make these in the
this
field?
was a Scandinavian country that makes these.
They're specifically made
Yeah, they're
for
manufactured.
this shit?
Yeah, they're manufactured military assets, and the charges are manufactured charges as well. So like,
It's like I've seen the military, like the United States has,
they
have that
cylinders.
like, it looks like a mini helicopter, but it's a drone, and it goes like 70 miles an hour, and you just send it,
Oh wow!
and they're like $40,000
Of course, yeah.
each,
Some
something like
ridiculous
that.
number, yeah.
But I wasn't sure if like they were retrofitting their own shit over there.
They're definitely ingenious, and they're definitely scrapping as much as they can. But I think these are at cost.
Are these the fiber ones?
No, not. I guess they are fiber. That is not very heavy for what it is.
Yeah, it's like fiber. They might have speed.
Oh no, they're completely wireless.
Oh yeah, I've seen the videos of the
Yeah.
ones flying with the cable behind them,
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
can only travel 600 yards or something like that.
Field, like videos of like fields of that shit just strewn across like all over the place.
No crap. Yeah, no, we didn't see any of that.
The completely lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
But
The social media fight. You're talking about how the fight was different on social media versus in real
Yes,
life.
yes.
And I think I'd like to challenge that on social media. I think it's more of a debate. Like, it's a give or take which side is winning.
Mm-hmm.
From what I saw, Russia is losing the fuck out of this war. They are losing manpower at the cyclic rate, but
I mean,
they have the manpower to lose.
If you look at the numbers, just since the very beginning, Russia, the size comparison,
Yeah.
the manpower, the arsenal that they had, considering Ukraine had been disarmed from
Yep.
any nuclear capabilities
That's right.
or tactical nukes or hypersonic missiles, that type of shit. They should have been able to crush Ukraine. Should have.
When
And this has
they
been going on,
first-
how many, what are we, year 4, year 3?
Oh, that's the recent one, right? They've been at war since 2014, essentially.
Yeah, Christ, has it been that long? Good God, so we're on like almost 10 years now. And they're just exhausting all of their resources, and we've seen it over and over again. And I think if they haven't been receiving the funding and the support from their allies, it would have been over a while ago.
Oh, I think so too. And I think when I was talking to a couple of the soldiers that were in Ukraine, a lot of that funding is relied upon China. China is the one that's getting them their drones, and Iran is helping them with that as well, because Russia didn't have these capabilities before the war kicked off in 22, and now they're scrambling to get them. I mean, the numbers.
I know we're still supporting. Like, we just sent a whole bunch of money to Ukraine as well. MAGA. Your whole let's not send money to Ukraine anymore.
So like these numbers, around 1.1 million, 1.2 million killed Russians. And I remember I pulled this up and I was like, obviously these are inflated, but how much inflated do you think? And the soldiers took offense to me saying they were inflated.
What site is this? Their app?
This is the Ukrainian state app. I can send you the link, but it's just Ukrainian state maps. They update the stories and stuff like that. But I'm happy to send it to you.
Link
But-
on your screen.
Yeah,
I'll put it
absolutely.
on the screen if you guys.
But they like, I will personally show them the kills, and they do, because they're all drone kills now. So you literally get a recorded live stream of death from these dudes fighting on the front line. Yeah.
Okay. You opt out of that?
Hell no, I didn't.
No, I said, can you?
Oh,
for people who don't want.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
People just want the stats and they don't.
Oh
want
yeah, for that, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You don't have to get gruesome, but I love watching some bad guys get blowed up.
Sign up if you want snuff films.
Yeah, there you go.
No, we'll put that. I'll definitely put that site up because I know a lot of people would love to see the actual numbers, because it just gets so muddied with where you're looking online, because it depends on who owns the site, who owns the servers that the sites
What
are
their
on.
affiliation is.
It's so hard to get factual information.
Yeah.
I like ChatGPT, but again, ChatGPT is also owned by the people who control narratives. So there's only so much, you know what I mean?
Certainly.
I don't trust ChatGPT. Like, not to get off topic real quick, but AI, the engines that they use, when you're trying to generate pictures or videos and stuff like that, and they're always misspelling stuff, you mean to tell me that the smartest system in the world can't spell? I honestly think that it's a way for them to.
I'm very supportive of our AI overlords. Please don't kill me in the apocalypse. You can kill Chris.
To be clear, I love AI as well. It'll make me look bad. Nah, it's just, I don't know. I have a problem with it because I've tried using multiple platforms to create videos and stuff like that. And even the free version or the less free but not most expensive version, I feel like they make mistakes on purpose because they want you to buy the more
probably
expensive versions.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. My wife is in pretty knowledgeable on the AI stuff, and she's like really dove into the point where we're fighting a lawsuit right now, and we don't have a lawyer because we're using AI as the lawyer, and
All right.
we're actually winning. We won the first lawsuit of 10 grand, and now we got 2 more. It's an employment lawsuit where the employer discriminated against my wife and terminated her unlawfully, and
We're using an AI lawyer.
we're using an AI lawyer, and we're freaking, like right now at least, we're winning. I don't know if we're gonna win the whole thing, but she's that smart with it. But and then there's me, who I can't get it to draw a picture. When I was joining 50 States for Ukraine, they obviously have these patches, but I also have a unit patch that's designed specifically for New Hampshire. It hasn't been shipped yet, otherwise I'd have brought it. But when I was designing, I was like, man, I'd love to have a truck running over a bear, and the bear be like,
I remember you sent me a few of those mock-ups.
A little Z, and I was like, yeah. Well, the ChatGPT was like, whoa, it's too violent. Can't do that. And I was like, it's a military patch. So the end product of my patch was a guy shooting a 50 cal machine gun, because that wasn't too violent.
It's hit or miss. And again, sorry we're off topic here for a second, but when I search for stats. Like if I want to fact check something Donald Trump says or crap like that, like even like Stephen Miller, I'm like, hey, can you give me a breakdown of people Donald Trump has accused of breaking the law in 2025? And ChatGPT like, well, I can't personalize or give you actual names due to this. And I'm like, come on, what good are you?
Facts,
What good are you?
Yeah,
what good are you? You're supposed to be able to fact check.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right, bring it back to Ukraine. I hear they like their alcohol in that part of the world.
Yes, sir.
Do you have stories? Probably not as good as what's that comedian's name? What's his name? The Machine.
The Machine. Yeah,
the Machine.
I didn't get tied in with a Russian mob or anything crazy. But yeah, no, they definitely do enjoy their alcohol. It's very different from how we fight, and no alcohol on the battlefield. Well, that's not the case in Ukraine. There's definitely alcohol on the battlefield.
You brought the alcohol candies.
Yeah, absolutely. We rolled up. It was late at night when I finally got onto the position to deliver my up-armored vehicle. I was exhausted. I've been driving all day. I'm civilian, so I'm thinking I'm just dropping this thing off and then going to a hooch somewhere and sleeping. I roll up to this guy who's like in a corner of an alley smoking a cigarette. I'm like, hey, are you with the 93rd? He's like, yeah. I'm like, great. So here's the keys. I just want to go to sleep. And he's like, all right, you're going to be sleeping with us. I'm like, awesome. And so I roll in, and the company commander rolls in, and he's like, let's chat. I'm going to get to know you. And so he rolls in with a Black Ram rum and drops a friggin' bottle of that, and then he brings out some Ukrainian vodka.
Did you quit drinking?
I had quit drinking. Yeah, I haven't had a drink since
Not today, Steve.
January of 24, and nope, that broke that streak for sure. So they poured shots, and they kept taking shots and asking me questions about who I was and what I'd done, and like, hey,
the original lie detector.
Yeah, that's right. They were testing me 100% to see if I could hold my alcohol and to see if I was a douche. And it was a great conversation. We had some really strong conversations about fuck Russia, fuck Putin, fuck Elon Musk. We went all over the place with the fucks. Fuck's the universal word, by the way. They don't speak a lick of English, but we could say fuck Russia, fuck Putin, and everybody'd start laughing.
I love it.
By the end of the night, we got absolutely shithoused. And so, of course, we're being responsible young adults, and there's guns all over the place because we're in a war zone. And so we took some vanity shots, and that's me and the company commander. I've got his shotgun, and he's got his pistol. That's apparently a full auto pistol.
I'll put it up on the screen after.
And then I've also got, let's see, where's the other vanity shot of me? They gave me all the weapons in the house, and yeah, there we go. So I'm rolling around with the AK-74, their little auto pistol, and the 12-gauge shotgun with my little Punisher shirt. And it's funny, one of the sergeants liked my Punisher shirt, and he traded me his uniform shirt for my Punisher shirt. So I have a Black Raven military uniform shirt, and he's rolling around in Ukraine with the Punisher skull.
Sounds like a fair trade, honestly.
I thought it was great. But yeah, so we ended up going back and forth, drinking both bottles by the end of the night. And then I guess they liked me so much that they ended up giving me an officer's star from their rank structure, similar to like a field grade, like a major or something like that, but that's their equivalent. And told me, hey, this is, we're honored that you're here. This is something we don't give out often. And, I was like, well, fuck yeah, I'm motivated. I'm drunk. I'm feeling powerful. I'm like, how do I honor this? How do I respect it? And they're like, well, you got to be a person, decent human. You got to be a person of character. You got to be willing to fight for what's right, and you got to, be courageous and honorable. And I was like, just in it. I'm fucking feeling. I'm like, I swear it. And I pull my knife out and I fucking slice my hand open like an animal.
You did not.
Yes, I did. And these guys were like, whoa! We're not trying to get too crazy. And I was like, I swear!
Oh my God, that's great.
And then the company commander was like, I guess I'll shake your hand. Like he's trying to like shake the bloodied hand. Like, no, we're not that crazy, man. We'll shake right-handed. But yeah, no, so I did that.
So to be clear, you skeeved out a bunch of drunk Ukrainian soldiers.
Yes, I did.
These guys that fight bears.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
okay.
Fight bears,
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I love those guys. I'll keep in contact with them. They actually texted me just yesterday asking for tourniquets. So I'm working on a way to fundraise tourniquets and get those sent separately between the fundraiser for the trucks. And I respect
what else
that
they need
fight.
over there? Like, what are they low on besides tourniquets? Like just basic stuff that like maybe people at home could whip together and ship out or something?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say find a local nonprofit because they're going to have a little bit more organized list of things, and they can coordinate with units as opposed to individuals. But yeah, tourniquets was a big one. Obviously smokes, because they smoke a lot. God, I don't smoke, and then they had me drinking, so I had to smoke with them, and they go out for smokes every 5 freaking seconds.
Of course.
And so I had like a pack of cigarettes in my lungs before the end of the night, and then wake up to the next day of getting shelled and machine gun fire because we're under attack. I got a hangover, and I'm just like, what do I do?
That's like a Tuesday for them.
I know. It really was. They were
Those are
very
the guys
nice.
that smoke cigarettes, but they have one cigarette in one ear, one cigarette in the
Yeah, I
other
have
ear.
a video of us. I don't know if you've heard 3 Days Grace before.
Yep.
You know that band?
Oh, yeah. I
So
love people.
we're rocking out the 3 Days Grace, rolling to a battle position under attack, just in a sedan, and we're just jamming out. Commander's like singing with me, taking a selfie, and we're driving to the battle position. I was like, you guys really are too chill about this.
So at any point when you were over there rolling with like music and stuff, did you ever have any like cross memories from when you were overseas in like Iraq or anything when you were?
So I
not
never
like the
served in
intense
Iraq or
situation,
Afghanistan,
like
but
when
I
you were
definitely had. I mean, it felt. I was
just
telling
rolling
one,
with the boys.
one of the. I was telling your staffer that I don't talk to, Andrew. He doesn't speak, but unless spoken to, Andrew is. Like I'm an anxious mess. I have PTSD. It's very hard for me to leave the house. When I went over there, it made sense.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was in uniform again. I had purpose, jump and snap and move. And I definitely felt that sense of drive and belonging. I mean, that to be fair, the unit welcomed me. It wasn't like I had to earn it as much as, others probably do. But once they did, man, it felt like I belonged. I felt like I was a part of this team that I was
jealous.
Yeah,
Jealous. Okay, I'm going to Ukraine.
Yeah, no.
I think that's one of the things that I think for most veterans can experience that once they're out of the service. It's just like that longing to go back to do like I went to Iraq 08, 09. But like ever since, and people are like, oh, why would you want to go back? It's like I don't think you'll ever understand unless you have been in theater somewhere or on a deployment. It's a hard thing to explain, but you always have, it's almost like a drug. You always have that longing. So to get a chance to actually go back and put that back in, it's like a remission. Well, not remission. It's like when drug addicts relapse. It's like a relapse from your military experience.
I'm still doing my fentanyl, so I haven't quit yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a quitter.
Well, it's a weapon of mass destruction now. So. No, like.
Just kidding. I'm a dare kid.
Yeah. So
I just do alcohol.
No, I'm jealous, and I'm glad that you were able to get over there and get that.
Yeah, I was very blessed for the opportunity. I didn't realize how dangerous it was. Obviously I was going to war zone. I realized that, but it was just me. I had some breach back with my phone, but there was no one else. It was just me. If something went wrong, it was me to figure out.
For the record, I was supposed to go with him. The timeline got bumped up, and
basically I was alone.
I was shitting my pants.
Very
apparently.
afraid. I was left behind by my brother in arms that just abandoned me on this crucial mission.
Oh man. All right, so I can't go the whole episode without getting your take on the Turning Point USA white supremacist rally that just happened.
Sure.
Did you catch any of JD Vance's speech?
For the great orator that he is, I did not tune in for it.
I got to tell you, it makes. You remember Stephen Miller's speech at Charlie Kirk's funeral? That was almost like a Joseph Goebbels, friggin' word for word crap.
Yeah.
This might make it look worse.
Yeah. That's always encouraging.
It's fucking terrible.
This is America still, right?
In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
Oh, thank God.
Don't have to apologize for being white.
Thank goodness.
I never in my life have had to apologize for fucking being white. Like, I don't understand.
I used to start every conversation with, sorry, I'm a white man, but now that MAG is here, we're saved. Thank goodness.
Remember when I was telling you last week the best way to start a speech is to say something racist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So he's already nailing it.
Yeah, cost of living is outrageous, but I can finally be a white man.
Yeah, so he starts out strong.
And if you're an Asian, you don't have to talk around your skin color when you're applying for college because we judge people based on who they are, not on ethnicity and things they can't control.
They don't judge based off ethnicity. Didn't the fucking Supreme Court just give them permission to stereotype off skin color?
Well, they're definitely judging by ethnicity with ICE raids coming into people's homes in the middle of the fucking night.
All right, so far we're 0 for 0 on the facts.
Now, those details, all right? Facts are fluid.
Facts.
Yeah, my facts.
We
And
don't
he really
persecute
gets-
you for being male, for being straight, for being gay,
Dark.
for being anything. The only thing that we demand is that you be a great American patriot, and if you're that, you're very much on our team.
So loyalist. Yeah, you gotta be with the MAGA movement,
What makes an American patriot?
right?
I
thought we were
Just consider
patriots
the
'cause we were
contrast.
veterans.
Kamala
also,
Harris used the
giving a shit about
government
the
to
Constitution is
censor
probably
you.
important.
We're using in the Trump administration the government to protect your free speech, whether it's on college campuses or in the digital marketplace
Is that
of
why
ideas.
they're firing people who say things that they believe?
Is that why they got rid of the press?
Yeah, is that why they
from
kicked the press out of
briefing
the
room?
White House? Yeah, why they're covering up the Epstein files? That's
Why they're suing schools for letting protesters protest the war in Palestine?
why they're deporting people who participate in protests.
God, this is such garbage.
Banning books at the cyclic rate.
Yeah. Nope.
Free speech.
Free speech.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Today, our military is welcoming patriots instead of firing them for refusing to accept an unlawful vaccine mandate.
Didn't they just fire a general for saying don't murder fucking fishermen?
Yep. So yeah, we're only worried about them firing people for vaccines, but not speaking out against what we're doing.
And all of the major service branches are having a recruiting deficit because or a significant amount of people don't want to join this military because they see what they're being used for.
Plus, haven't we seen the most upper-ranking turnover in this administration alone?
I mean, it's been
Previous
a
administrations?
significant amount of people who were fired just because of their ideology,
Yeah.
not because of any wrongdoing, but because they were willing to stand out and say, hey, this ain't right.
Yeah. This is
He's doing great.
He's doing great.
If only words mean things.
Not today.
Nope. Not in Bizarro world.
Look at him. Look at all their red hats and their white Trump hats.
Not a cult.
Not a cult.
That's normal.
Fastest growing cult in USA. Boom. Turning point.
And to honor Charlie, but also to honor all of you,
You know,
we're
Charlie,
working
the guy
to
who didn't
end the
serve.
scourge of left-wing violence in the United States of America.
Left-wing violence.
We're going after the far left crime networks, but we're also going after the monsters that fund them. We don't just want to go after the Antifa member who threw a brick at an ICE agent. We want to know who bought the brick, and we're going to prosecute them too.
I don't know who bought that fucking brick that you're throwing at my guy.
You know, the bricks have lot numbers on them, just like ammo. You can trace the lot to the actual brick dealer that they got on the corner of far left boulevard. Yeah.
I still can't believe they're pushing. Like,
My favorite thing is when they say these talking points about left-wing violence. My next question is, give me an example of left-wing violence. And they can't point to a definitive example. So if I were to say right-wing violence, I would say like the assassination of Charlie Kirk. That was right-wing violence. Like the January 6th attack on our United States Capitol. That was right-wing violence. I
Like
don't
the
say,
killing of those two
I don't say the
senators.
guy who threw a fucking brick. That's right-wing violence. Like, okay, what's the guy? What's the date? What's the location? What's anything? It's just bullshit.
right. Well, it's like when we arrested the leader of Antifa.
Yeah.
The girlfriend of the leader of Antifa. You remember that?
Yeah. I love the fact that we have a security asset that is supposed to be protecting America from all types of heinous crimes, now being directionally focused on Antifa, but can't define what Antifa is, who the members are of Antifa, what the headquarters is, what the mission statement is, what
Funding them.
assets they have, what funding, because it doesn't exist. It's a smokescreen.
It's bullshit. You look at the videos, they're like, oh, look at this. Who's supplying them with all these masks and shit? It's like, dude, we supply ourselves and our fellow protesters. Like, we will literally go out or order boxes of this shit for our people at our protests.
Well, I don't know about you, but I got paid by George Soros to be at the last protest, so I got my $5 million in the bank account for me to hold a sign for
Not
a
my
couple
protest.
hours.
I didn't get my check.
Well, you gotta put in the rebate in DTS.
You gotta have to show me
I'll
how
show
to
you how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous because like they'll show the videos and like they don't seem to understand that the people, like you've been to almost every one of the protests that New Hampshire 5051 puts on, and we will provide waters, we'll provide foods, we'll provide like everything we can because we only want you there to be able to voice your opinion.
Well, it's also like, look at the people who come to 5051 protests, right? You can look out at the crowd and see grandmas, see kids, see women, see children, see men, black, white, whatever. You can see America at the 5051 protests. When you go to a Turning Point USA rally,
It's blinding. It's blinding.
you got everybody wearing the same motherfucking color, and they all got the same skin color. They got their token guys they put in the key positions behind the speaker, and that's it. And, you know, it is crazy to me that you can point out all of these individual discrepancies, the myriad of easily identifiable and provable discrepancies. And folks will still say that it's like 50-50, you know, both sides, half dozen in one, six in the other. You're like, dude, these people.
But that's the power of propaganda.
It is.
That is the
They're
power.
weaponizing outrage and turning it on our own people. They are snatching United States citizens, United States residents, guests that are over here legally.
Representatives.
They're fucking suing representatives, fighting with mayors, fighting with governors. This is an unlawful administration that is only focused on obstruction and corruption.
And lining the pockets.
Oh, I mean, that's all. That's why we'll do
Donald
anything,
Trump's going to
right?
give himself $1 billion.
Well, you know, we're going to give the service members $1,776. It's not based on any number that means anything for like funding purposes, but we're also going to take that money out of their housing allowance.
America.
So we're paying them with their money and making them feel good about it.
When I watched that speech, I was just like, oh my God. And the fact that he said, well, nobody understood it until 30 minutes ago. I was yeah, because you just pulled it out of your ass like you do with all
I just
your
like
other-
that he's giving every member of the military 1770s. How much money is that total?
$2,525,200,000.
Oh, that's probably fine.
I just did a video
that's
on it.
probably normal.
For 1.4 million.
I mean, that goes along with the
1,450,000.
340 million lives he's saved from fentanyl this year alone.
I know, right?
And the 18 wars he
It'd be a
stopped.
desolate wasteland if it wasn't for the fentanyl.
And thank God for Trump. I don't know what we'd have done if he hadn't have showed up and stolen all of our money. We're not going to talk about Doge and how they just bank heisted the government. We don't talk about that anymore.
No, and they don't want to talk about how for all the corruption, all of the convictions, and all of the
They were just 34
everything.
felony counts.
Not a
It was
single
just 34.
fucking person. Not a single person
Everybody's got felonies,
that
man.
they have listed has been arrested or been convicted or anything.
Well, the president has.
Yeah. Bad. All right, look, he gets worse. Going back to J.D. Vance. Gets worse. We laugh about this, but
Well, look, we got a standing ovation from that white guy. Yeah, it's a white guy.
hope they sold enough
We're
sunscreen.
making
He doesn't have to
America
apologize
healthy
anymore.
again with our great HHS Secretary Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah, the guy with the worm in his brain.
Bobby Kennedy.
Thank God for getting that fluoride
We're
out. I
bringing
hate having
drug
teeth.
prices down and purging our food supply of the poison that had built up over a
We
generation.
actually purging our food. A lot of people starving because they can't afford it.
But my friends, there is so
That's what he means by purging, not purging the bad stuff, just
Yeah.
purging all food.
Purging the people.
Purging
yeah,
all
I got
food
it.
in
Yeah,
general.
yeah, yeah.
much more to be done. And the people saying we need to be doing more, we need to be doing it faster, trust me, I hear you.
I don't.
No.
Greatness awaits every single one of you in the America First movement we are building together, but we need your help to get there.
Can we fund
Do you want
SNAP
more
for Americans? Is it
prosecutions?
America First, or
Here's where it
Great.
gets dark.
So do we. Donald Trump and I have a list of better judges and prosecutors to
Did you hear what he
enact swifter
said?
justice. So
a
join
list?
us in the. So do we. Donald Trump and I have a list. Want more prosecutions?
oh wow,
Great.
that's some fucking.
So do we.
Do you want
Donald
garbage
Trump and I
shit?
have a list of
You
better
want a public
judges
execution?
and prosecutors
Yeah!
to enact
Woo!
swifter justice. So join us
We're gonna bring
in the
back
fight
hangings.
against the stupid Senate
gonna
rules
start with Mike
to
Pence.
stand in their way.
Yeah, he's talking about like replacing all the judges with the ones that they want.
Yeah, that's normal. We hate it when the Dems pack the courts, so we're gonna do it first and better.
Right?
Faster deportations.
We like deporting
So go to
citizens.
ice.gov/join because we're building an army of patriots and we need good people who care about the country to help us
The ones
secure
that
the
couldn't get in the
border
military.
and do it.
Army of ICE agents. There it is. We're building an army.
Well, I mean, the ICE budget is larger than the United States Marine Corps budget.
It's the largest federally funded agency.
One of our warfighting institutions has less money than ICE.
Yeah. How
Even
fucking
faster.
insane is that?
Do you want rents to keep dropping and wages to keep rising as they
keep
have
dropping.
over the last few months?
Has rent dropped?
No. Mine
Then
went up
mobilize with
Jesus
us.
Christ,
Don't
dude.
hand power back to the people who tanked the economy in the first place. Join the America
Do we realize
First
it's
movement,
tanking
and
right
you will
now?
always have a place on our great team.
Not Millwood.
My utility bill is up. My cost of eggs is up. Cost of fuel is up. Cost of
Next
housing
month
is up.
will be the official one-year anniversary of the Trump administration. It looks like they're going to nominate a California liberal who's presided,
I would hate to have a gang of masked men on the streets
a
assaulting
California liberal
citizens.
who's presided over rolling blackouts, open borders, and unchecked violent gangs.
Yes.
They're just trying to
that is
settle
exactly,
on whether it's going to be
that's what
Gavin.
Pause it real quick.
That's what Gavin is.
Just to clarify, I love the open borders conversation because usually the people that talk about open borders have not traveled across our border. Our border is a pain in the ass to get through. A pain in the ass to get through. Not only does it have multiple checkpoints, but they'll stop you for anything. There is no. They got random anti-security measures. They got fucking X-ray machines. They got metal detectors. They got armed guards. They got ISR assets. Like, our border is secure. I just went into a war zone and from a war zone and went through border of Poland and the United Kingdom, or excuse me, Ukraine and the United Kingdom. I almost got hit up because of that knife. It was way easier to get out of a war zone where they were worried about me sneaking grenades and stuff out of the country than it is for me to get back in my own country, the United States of America.
They have to check your phone and all that stuff?
No, they didn't check my phone. They didn't strip search me. They didn't ask me where I was born. They didn't fucking do any of that bullshit. They looked through my bags. They looked at my passport. And they sent me on my way. But we want to pretend like America has unsecured borders. Our
we're just
border
walking
is
in.
so fucking secure.
No problem. No, it's yeah. Like, it's just as ridiculous as that transgender for everyone argument that they keep pushing. Transgender for everyone.
Yeah, well, you know, because I'm woke now, I have to transition.
And then, real quick before we close out,
And what do you
Nicki
think
Minaj.
about for young men? For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes, see,
What does that
dear
even mean?
young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president.
What did they got
And you
on
have
her?
amazing role models like
The
the
Epstein files.
assassin
She might be shit.
J.D. Vance,
The
our vice
assassin?
Yeah, like,
president.
why would you call him an assassin?
And when I say that,
Is it because Charlie Kirk was assassinated by J.D. Vance? Is that what she's saying? Now she's crying?
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're
Is
fine.
that Erica?
Yeah, that's Erica Kirk. So, like, that's
receive that, bullies.
What?
We won't be silenced ever again.
That doesn't make any
We
sense
will
to me.
speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world.
Yeah, except for Palestine
Amen.
or Ukraine or
Amen.
Venezuela, which we're getting to invade.
Oh my god, and the standing ovations just kill me. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is the world that we are living in, and I
Well, our president is 239 pounds of raw steel and sex appeal. So,
oh yeah, and you know what? He is smarter than any president.
yeah. I'm 240 pounds.
Actually, I
and
think
I'm 5 inches
he's
shorter
smarter than
he
all
is.
the presidents combined,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course.
He aced his cognitive results. They've
Nobody
never gotten any
understands the
results.
presidency like Trump.
Nobody understands anything.
They're all
like
surprised by it too. They're like, "Wow, I can't believe you're so smart at this stuff, sir." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so smart at this stuff."
The only thing he knows more about is lying. He's the
I also
greatest
love that
liar.
the vice president, the assassin. So if Trump gets assassinated, which he's already had 2 attempts on him, does that mean that she just told us that J.D. Vance is the perpetrator on this shit?
I'm telling you, I'm waiting for the moment that we see J.D. Vance's wife, mysterious death, on the news, and then a certain amount of time before him and Erica get together. Because they're not going to get divorced. That's against the MAGA way. So it'll have to be like
She has been noticeably absent on the social scene.
Yeah. Because
Her and Melania must be hanging out.
they got a weird chemistry, and she just endorsed him for president for 2028, but he's taken over the Charlie Kirk podcast. Like, the whole thing is just fucked up. But I think on that note, I'm going to take a minute to remind you guys that we do have a raffle going for our Level 2 Survival Bag, brought to you by our sponsor, Dash Survival. As you can see on the screen, it comes with pretty much everything you're going to need if you go hiking, if you are in a pinch. Be ready before you need to be. You can get one draw for $5, 3 draws for $12, and there isn't even a package deal. You can get 10 tickets for $40. The link is on your screen. I'll have to give you that link so you can check it out.
Yeah, sure.
That survival bag.
Before we cut, I was hoping I could. I had
absolutely.
a couple of gifts I wanted to hand over real quick, if that's okay.
Of course.
Some of this is meaningless. Like, this is just an air freshener from Ukraine. It's got you're in the Navy, so it's got one of the warships they're blowing up with a drone that I think is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And then
Get this out of the way.
I think in these trying times, right, where we have facts that are fluid and don't necessarily have to have any constraint with reality, I think it's important for us, particularly as veterans and people who have sworn an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. I've started trying to give more people United States constitutions in the hope that they'll read it and understand what freedoms are currently under threat. And so I got this Constitution for you and your wife. And I know that you will honor your oath to protect her against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I want to help continue that. And I'm grateful for your service in this fight to defend our government, our way of life, and democracy. And I'm proud to be fighting by your side, man.
Yeah, man.
And one more thing I'm going to give you here is that, you got to be kind, you got to be resolute, you got to take care of the Constitution. And it's always cool to fight Nazis, all right? So Nazis are the one demographic that I think we can all agree are assholes that don't deserve to have time and space. And, I appreciate us fighting for the rights and citizens and freedoms of all Americans, not just the one with crew cuts and pasty skin.
Hell yeah. And that's not for me? I can't keep that?
No, man, I got that in the battlefield.
Oh, come on, man. I want it.
Hey, maybe if you come with me this time, you can get a flag of your own.
What do you think, guys? I'll go with May. We'll do a podcast episode of May, but I'm going for the flag. Going for the flag.
It's a good-ass flag. Well, hey, thank you very much
man,
for being on the podcast.
I appreciate you coming on the show.
I appreciate it very much, man.
And stay tuned for a little word about the... What is it, a campaign that you guys are still trying to raise money to get trucks for your
our donation
future
campaign for getting trucks funded, $12,500 per truck. Donate to the link that Chris is going to graciously provide. And all that money goes directly to funding that vehicle and getting it over there. None of it goes to top cover for me or anybody else. 100% of those donations go towards getting that vehicle.
So if you want to donate to the cause to help him and probably me and May to get those trucks over to Ukraine, I am going to put the link for his campaign in my link tree on my social media. It's also right here on the screen along with my link tree. Definitely check it out. $10, $5, whatever you guys can swing will definitely help. We got some time, but the more we can raise, the better off they'll be, in a better position they'll be. So
grateful for anything that you can. You got to pay yourself first, obviously, because it's a hard time. But I'm definitely grateful for anything you can provide. I hope I thank you for listening to me and Chris bump our gums, and I hope something good happens to you soon.
Yeah, and if you're interested in volunteering or finding out different ways that you can contribute or volunteer your time, just reach out to me on my social, at the podcast. Just leave a comment and we can figure it out. We'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, guys.
Hey!
Right on, man.
Howdy. Do you value freedom? I'm Curtis, the leader of the New Hampshire Battalion, a branch of the nonprofit 50 States for Ukraine. I just got back from the Donbas region of Ukraine. There I observed the warriors of the 93rd Brigade standing stoically and defending their country and the Western world against the forces of tyranny, Putin and his Soviet war machine. But these warriors, these guardians of liberty, need resources to help keep up the fight. Join me as I raise funds to deliver light tactical trucks and deploy them to the front lines of Ukraine. These trucks are used for resupply of ammunition and other supplies, light troop lift, and of course the ever-present need of casualty evacuation. They literally mean life or death for these men and women. Help me fund the fight for freedom by donating to the link provided here. This Christmas, give the gift of freedom. Slava Ukraini.